Hey guys, this is Ryan with TrendLizard.com. I hope you're having a good day. I wanted to provide an update of Aurora Cannabis today. I think this is our fourth update on ACB. It hasn't had a very good time in 2018. It's kind of been back and forth, but mostly down. Other than the very initial pop in early 2018, it's had a really tough time finding traction. And from the previous videos that we've done, we've given you the key levels that it needs to get above to indicate that this pullback in 2018 is over and that the uptrend is resuming. So far, it's been unable to do that. All it's really done is continue to tick lower. So that's obviously bad news, but I don't think all hope is lost. I think ACB still has a bright future. It just hasn't found a way to find its footing yet and give us the larger advance that appears due to happen at some point. So I want to take another look. Like I said, we're going to dive into the charts and see where it is, where it might be going in the near term, and what we can expect on a longer term time frame. So let's take another look at ACB. Here we go. Okie dokie, here's Aurora Cannabis. From the point that it matters, it was really slow and it's at its initial point here, but then started getting going in 2016. Went from about 50 cents up to about 12.50 in a pretty quick amount of time. Most of it was done in late 2017 and early 2018. But since then, it's been pretty rough, as you know, with Aurora Cannabis. It went all the way down to about 4, and then it reversed very sharply up over the course of just a couple months, set a marginal new high, but then has given most of that back and has continued to pull back since then. So everything that's gone on since early 2018 has been one big counter trend move. We were hopeful that maybe this low that occurred here, I think it was October's low, was the end of this counter trend pullback, but that has not proven to be the case. ACB popped up and it has popped right back down to indicate that this is just all still part of that counter trend move here. So again, that's not a very good thing as far as the near-term direction is going, but it's also not the end of the world. This is still a counter trend move that just doesn't appear complete. And when counter trend moves do finally complete, we should get a resumption of some kind of trendy movement like we saw back here. Maybe not as sharp. Obviously, that's what everybody would like to see, is just instant riches, kind of the Bitcoin kind of pot stock kind of hope, is that things just go nuts and go directly up. But that's not always how it works. Nevertheless, it still appears that this counter trend move is continuing. It's just not over yet. We could still see a revisit of the 2018 low before it gets going and go from there. So let's go ahead and zoom in and look at what's gone on here in 2018. This is the pullback here. You can see it's just a bunch of counter trend movement. This is not trendy 5-wave action. It's more full with 3-wave counter trend moves, as you can see here. This move was sharp and looked like it had a ton of potential, but as you can see, it's been mostly retraced, and it's just an indication that the pullback is not yet over. So in our most recent video, we looked at this pop right here saying, hey, if it can continue, get above 950, that would be an indication that the low was in and the uptrend has resumed. That has not been the case. ACB has reversed right back down. It's almost all the way back down to October's low. So what we're seeing here is the decline off of October's high is a trendy 5-wave move, indicating that the pullback's not over yet. This pop had a chance, but again, it's been fully retraced or mostly fully retraced, indicating that, again, it's not ready to head higher yet. So what does that mean? It means, again, that this counter trend pullback is not over. And if it's not over, it means it can continue down all the way back towards the pullback low, which happened around 4. So I think you need to be open to the idea that additional pain is coming before the relief occurs. I think the relief will occur at some point. We're just not there yet. So I think you need to keep that in mind in your trading. If you don't own it, you certainly don't want to buy it now. We have not seen our buying indication yet. Like I said last time, a move above 950. Granted, that's far away, but as fast as this guy moves, it may not take much to get above there to indicate that the uptrend has resumed. But even if you don't wait that long, you have to see some kind of trendy 5-wave upside movement to indicate that this pullback has finally ended and the uptrend has resumed. We're just not there yet. The pullback is still in play. The potential for additional near-term weakness continues to exist. We have to see some kind of indication of a low before buying it. That applies to ACB. That applies to any position that we're getting into. We're not just throwing a dart and finding a stock and just getting in whenever we want to. We need to have an indication that it is ready to go now, and that is not what's happening on ACB yet. We just, again, need to see some kind of indication that a low is finally in and that the good times are going to resume. In the meantime, understand that additional weakness is very possible. So I hope that's helpful. I'll continue to update you on ACB as is necessary. But otherwise, please come visit us at TrendLizard.com. We analyze every corner of the market using Elliott Wave theory. We find the best trends to get in once they begin, not before. So have a great day. Come visit us, and I'll talk to you soon.